Former Chicago Bears quarterback Jay Cutler has found himself in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Once known for his strong arm and controversial demeanor on the field, Cutler is now facing serious legal trouble in Tennessee. Welcome to American Baller, where we focus on all things NFL. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for future videos. The former NFL star was recently arrested and charged with multiple counts, including DUI, driving under the influence, and possession of a handgun while under the influence, according to a statement from the Franklin Police Department. Additional charges include failure to exercise due care to avoid a collision and implied consent, adding to the gravity of the situation. For fans who remember him as the talented but often polarizing quarterback who led the Bears to an NFC Championship game, this news comes as a shock. While Cutler has largely kept a low profile since retiring from the NFL, this incident has thrust him back into the spotlight for reasons that no one expected. The incident in Franklin. What we know. According to authorities, the arrest occurred in Franklin, Tennessee, a quiet suburb outside Nashville where Cutler has lived for several years. Early reports indicated that Cutler was involved in a minor traffic collision, which led to the police being called to the scene. Upon further investigation, officers determined that Cutler was under the influence and found a handgun in his possession. The charges are significant: DUI, possession of a handgun while under the influence, failure to exercise due care to avoid a collision, and implied consent. The latter charge refers to Cutler's refusal to submit to certain testing at the time of his arrest, which is typically a blood or breath test to determine blood alcohol content. Tennessee law requires drivers to give implied consent to such tests if they're suspected of driving under the influence, and refusal can lead to further legal complications. These charges carry serious potential consequences, and while it's unclear what penalties Cutler might face, this incident has raised concerns about his personal life and well-being. A startling turn for Jay Cutler. For many fans, hearing that Jay Cutler was arrested for DUI and possession of a handgun under the influence is difficult to reconcile with the image they've had of him post-NFL. Since his retirement, Cutler has been living a relatively low-key life, far removed from the high-pressure world of professional football. After stepping away from the game in 2017, Cutler explored various ventures, including broadcasting, real estate, and even farming on his 1,000-acre property in Tennessee. He gained some renewed public attention for his role on the reality TV show Very Cavallari alongside his then-wife Kristen Cavallari. But since their high-profile divorce in 2020, Cutler has kept mostly out of the public eye, focusing on his podcast Uncut with Jay Cutler and other low-key business projects. For someone who seemed to be adjusting to post-football life, this legal incident comes as a stark and unsettling turn. His time in the NFL. Jay Cutler, a former NFL quarterback, enjoyed a 12-year professional football career that was marked by strong performances and memorable moments. Drafted by the Denver Broncos as the 11th overall pick in the 2006 NFL Draft, Cutler quickly established himself as a strong-armed quarterback with impressive potential. In his third season with Denver, he threw for over 4,500 yards and 25 touchdowns, earning his first and only Pro Bowl selection in 2008. Cutler is best known for his 8 seasons with the Chicago Bears, where he became the franchise's all-time leader in passing yards, 23,443, and passing touchdowns, 154. During his time with the Bears, he led the team to multiple winning seasons and a playoff run in 2010, culminating in a trip to the NFC Championship game. Although injuries and inconsistency sometimes plagued his career, Cutler's resilience and ability to deliver under pressure made him a standout player in the league. Known for his toughness, Cutler played through numerous injuries, showcasing his dedication to the game. While his career was often polarizing, his powerful arm and ability to make deep throws helped him accumulate over 35,000 career passing yards and 227 touchdowns. He retired from the NFL in 2017 after a brief stint with the Miami Dolphins. Despite the ups and downs, Cutler's contributions to the Bears and his impressive stats solidify his legacy as one of the most notable quarterbacks in recent Bears history. His time in the NFL remains a talking point for fans and analysts alike, as his achievements and polarizing style left a lasting impact on the game. Public reaction, disbelief, and disappointment. As news of Cutler's arrest broke, fans and former teammates alike reacted with a mixture of disbelief and disappointment. Jay Cutler has always been a divisive figure, known for his laid-back demeanor that some interpreted as indifference, especially during his time with the Chicago Bears. Many fans hoped that after a tumultuous NFL career, he would find stability and peace in retirement. On social media, fans voiced their shock at the news. "Can't believe Jay would be caught in something like this. Always thought he was smarter than this," one user wrote on Twitter. Another fan lamented, "I followed Jay's post-football journey and never saw this coming. DUI and a gun? What happened to him?" Others were less surprised, pointing to his sometimes controversial behavior both on and off the field during his playing days. "This is classic Jay," one tweet read. "He's always done things his own way, for better or worse." Still, there's a palpable sense of disappointment from those who supported him through his ups and downs as a player. For many Bears fans, Cutler was a lightning rod for criticism during his time in Chicago, but his undeniable talent made him one of the more interesting and complex quarterbacks to watch. Now, those complexities have extended into his personal life, leaving fans with more questions than answers. The charges, what they mean for Cutler. Let's break down the charges Cutler is facing and what they could mean for him moving forward. DUI, driving under the influence. This is the most serious of the charges. In Tennessee, a DUI conviction carries penalties that range from hefty fines and mandatory education courses to possible jail time, depending on the severity of the case and whether it's a first-time offense. For someone in Cutler's position, a DUI could also impact his public image and any future business ventures he's involved in. Possession of a handgun while under the influence. Tennessee has strict laws regarding firearms, and this charge could complicate matters significantly. Carrying a gun while impaired by alcohol or drugs is a serious offense, and while Tennessee is a gun-friendly state, being under the influence while possessing a firearm is a major legal issue. Failure to exercise due care to avoid a collision. This charge suggests that Cutler's impaired driving led to a minor accident, which is what initially brought the police to the scene. While this charge might not carry the same weight as the DUI or the gun possession, it adds to the overall narrative of negligence in the situation. Implied consent. Cutler's refusal to submit to testing could lead to further penalties, including an automatic suspension of his driver's license. In Tennessee, drivers are required to submit to chemical tests if law enforcement suspects they're under the influence, and refusing to do so results in legal consequences, even if the DUI charge doesn't stick. The road ahead for Cutler. As of now, Cutler's legal team has not released a public statement, but they will likely face an uphill battle as they navigate these charges. Depending on how the case develops, Cutler could be facing a range of penalties, from fines and probation to potential jail time, especially given the seriousness of the gun possession charge while under the influence. If the charges stick, Cutler's post-football reputation could take a significant hit. While not as high profile as some former athletes, he still has a considerable fan base and several business ventures that could be impacted by this legal trouble. There's also the issue of how this might affect his personal life. Cutler is a father of 3, sharing custody of his children with his ex-wife, Kristen Cavallari. This incident could complicate custody arrangements or even lead to additional legal battles. A fall from grace or a potential comeback. As with many public figures who face legal trouble, the question now becomes whether this incident will be a footnote in Jay Cutler's story or a defining moment. Cutler has always been a complex figure, both loved and hated for his unfiltered, nonchalant attitude. This could either hurt him or help him as he faces these charges. If Cutler decides to be upfront and transparent about his mistakes, it's possible that he could emerge from this incident with a chance for redemption. Public figures who own up to their wrongdoings often find a path back to public acceptance, especially if they take steps toward making amends and showing personal growth. However, if Cutler chooses to keep quiet or fight the charges without acknowledging any wrongdoing, this incident could have a lasting stain on his legacy as he joins another notable NFL player, Antonio Brown, who was arrested earlier in the year for alleged domestic battery, reigniting the controversy surrounding his career. Brown, a former All-Pro receiver, has faced multiple legal challenges over the past few years, casting a shadow over his once dominant NFL legacy. A cautionary tale for former athletes. Jay Cutler's arrest serves as a reminder of the challenges that former athletes often face when transitioning out of the spotlight. For For many NFL players, the end of a football career can leave a void that's difficult to fill. Some struggle with mental health issues, while others face personal demons that weren't as visible during their playing days. Whether this incident will be a wake-up call for Cutler remains to be seen. What's clear is that this arrest is more than just a legal issue. It's a turning point in his post-NFL journey. Fans and the public will be watching closely to see how he responds, and whether Jay Cutler will rise above this setback or let it define the next chapter of his life. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Jay Cutler's arrest in Tennessee has certainly thrown a curveball into the post-football life many thought he was settling into. With DUI and gun possession charges hanging over him, it's clear this incident marks a turning point. While his fans are shocked and disappointed, what happens next is up to Cutler. Will this become a major fall from grace or just a bump in the road for the former Bears quarterback? Only time will tell. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for tuning in to American Baller. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for future videos.